Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Replay Megaman Battle Network 3. Time to talk to Mr. Match.
There you are, Lon. Well, let's get right to work.
First, take this to the program in Scilab 1. In the last part for our belated 460 sub special, we ended up saving the hospital from a bunch of trouble and ended up getting awarded because of it, which looks like it might be going a little bit to Land's Head, but oh well. What? You're gonna install this data in me? Nobody told me about this, why wasn't I informed? But if a Scilab person says I need it, I must need it. Alright, I'll take the data. The program loaded fire data into himself. Wow, what's this burning sensation? Well, you see, we call that spicy food. Either you don't like it, or it's the greatest thing ever and you'll never stop eating it. Alright, I'm back. That's it, right?
Thanks a lot, Lon. Now for the lobby vending machine.
What? Another one?
We're almost done. Hurry up and finish, please.
I'm noticing I'm slipping a little bit into Torbjorn at points. The lobby vending machine is next. We promised. Let's go. Yeah. Man, Overwatch is a game I have not touched in several years.
Here's the next one. Take it to the vending machine. Just give it to the program in there. Thanks.
Heat data. Okay. Also in commentary, I'm only just noticing a naming trend here. Fire data, heat data. If there's a third one and that's flame data, he's just naming these after his present and former net navies. I wonder if this data is... Ouch, that's hot. Must be data for making hot drinks. I was just thinking to make copy, but it's a little early. I'd better get ready to switch over to hot drinks first. Okay, now I'm ready to take it. The program loaded heat data to himself. Whoa, this is way too hot. That, I just say, is cowardly. We're done, Mr. Match.
Well done. Now for the next one.
You mean there's more?
Don't talk like that. This is the last one. Next is your Pops' research lab. Hurry along now.
Ah, man. I feel like you really could be getting anyone to do this at this point, Match, including yourself. The 11-year-old's probably not the best choice.
Here's the last one. Take this to the program in the computer and install it into him.
Flame data, they are all named after his net navies. That's kind of cute. Actually kind of is in line with how he is in, like, the anime too, where he's really sentimental about all his net navies, even as he upgrades them. What could you possibly want at such a busy time?
I'm too tired to speak to anyone.
What? You're giving me this data? I'm not scheduled to do this, but the data looks hot as fire. If I load this into myself, maybe it'll ease my fatigue just like a nice hot bath. Okay, I'll load it and see. Here we go. Ouch! It's hot, but it works. This heat can melt away any fatigue. Ah! I see. That's the fun thing about heat.
Fantastic. That's the last of them. You've been great. Look, here's a little something for all your effort.
And for this we get a free lava stage battleship, which changes all the panels into lava panels. I don't need any payment. This makes us even.
I'm not out to put you in my debt again, Lon. This is just my way of saying thank you. What? You're too good for my thanks now.
No, that's not what I meant. Oh, well, right, I'll take it. Alright, we're leaving now.
Thanks a lot, Lon. I have one more thing to do here, so I'll see you later. Now then, time to begin.
You ever just get a bad feeling immediately? Lava stage, though, yeah, it turns every panel in the field into lava panels, which can actively damage you and viruses, but if you're a heat-type style, you can just walk over those panels no problem. By the time Lan got home, the Scilab was in serious trouble. Don't you think it's unusually hot today? Is the air conditioner broken? What in the... Vending machine seemingly having some issues mechanically. Maybe it's broken. Ow! This vending machine's burning hot! I'll jack in and see what's going on. Be careful. Fire! Someone help! It's boiling in here. What happened? Hurry, evacuate. For some reason, the computer suddenly started smoking. The heat from the computer got into the air duct, heating the entire building. If the temperature continues to rise, the computer may explode. Hurry, evacuate the building. The computer may explode from the heat. This isn't happening. What can we do? Nothing. We can't even get near the computer, let alone jack into it. Oh no, if we don't do something quick, Scilab will be destroyed. Dr. Hikari, it's no use. Let's get out of here. The room temperature is over 120 degrees. The computer's about to spit flame. There's evidence that some of the data has been altered. What the? This is no mere computer malfunction. Someone has actually sabotaged the system. You mean this wasn't an accident? No, this was a calculated assault. Hurry, run to safety. But what about you, Dr. Hikari? I've got to retrieve the backup data. If Scilab's system is destroyed, all of Electopia will be in chaos. I must do whatever I can to prevent that. Leave this to me. You, hurry out. What are you doing? I'm not leaving you. I'm a scientist too. I'm ready to give my life to protect Scilab. Thank you. Now the question is, can we last as long as it takes to get the backup data? Dr. Hikari will help too. The more there are, the faster we can finish. You guys. Alright, let's hurry up and get that data. Lan, you got mail. Huh? An emergency news flash? Oh no, Lan! What? Is something wrong? This mail, it says... A fire has just occurred at Scilab. At present, the fire is localized, but the internal temperature is 160 degrees and rising. 10 scientists have been hospitalized. No. This has got to be some kind of mistake. Dad. Megaman, we've got to get over to Scilab. Right. You ever get a bad feeling you might be complicit in something that's going on? Lan, the Scilab, your father. Oh, I hope that he's okay. Oh, honey. Well, by the looks, at least the last we saw as players, he's fine, but that can only last so long in 160 degree plus Fahrenheit heat. At least I'm assuming they're talking Fahrenheit. If that's in Celsius, that man is dead. Sir, where's my dad? Is he alright? You're Dr. Hikari's. Where is he? He's, well... No. He's still in his lab. Why hasn't anyone gone to save him? In that heat, he'll... I know, believe me, we want to. But it's too hot to even send a rescue team inside. No. Lan, you got a phone call.
Hey there, Lon. How's the Scilab? Is it hot enough for you?
Match, you're behind all this. You've been lying all along about having changed your evil ways.
You were a big help. Thanks to you, my operation went perfectly.
I helped you? No! No, I couldn't have. I would never help World 3.
Oh, but you have. Face the facts. You're the reason why Scilab's facing this crisis.
I'm the reason? You big coward. You won't get away with this.
That's it, literate flare up. It'll only serve to feed my hungry flames. You know, I never dreamed you'd be so gullible. What a sucker. Do you know why those World 3 navis appeared all over the net?
No.
Because I put them there. Children are so naive. So much fun to dupe. Yes, I deceived you. But it was you two who perpetrated this crime. Accept it. You're one of us.
No, I can't be.
Now then, Lan, are you up for a little game?
A game?
I'll now send out Flameman to set the whole net ablaze. If you can put out all the fires, I'll allow ye to fight Flameman. If you win, I'll put out the flames at Scilab. If you don't hurry, everyone inside will be burned to ash.
Lan, it doesn't look like we have any choice. I can't let Dad and everyone die because of what I did. Alright, Match. I'll play your game.
The heat is on. Go, Flameman. Turn the net into an ocean of flame. Fire!
How are we gonna put out the flames? Do we have anything that we could use, Megaman? We need water to extinguish fire. Hey, how about that one program? It can produce fire, it might produce water. That program. Fire alert. A giant fire has swept through the internet, causing extreme damage. It continues to burn with no end in sight. General use Navi should jack out immediately. Welcome to either my least favorite or second least favorite part of the game. You might remember last time during the Hospital Network, we got the Energy Change program, which allowed us to use heat-type battle chips to burn down cyber plants, be it trees, little patches of grass, anything like that. That's not the only time you were meant to use Energy Change like I mentioned last time. We now need to use Aqua-type battle chips in order to put out fires. Similarly to the grass patches, some of these fires will actively have water-type chips in them, on top of some of them having viruses. But this just feels so much worse for one main reason. Instead of being 5 very small, pretty linear areas with only a few things you need to take out at a time, every main internet area now has at least one fire in it you need to put out with a water-type chip. And you need to put them all out. You do get told when you've taken out every fire in a given sector of the net, be it AC/DC, Yoka, Beach, and all that. But this is just tedious amounts of back and forth between areas we've already been in a lot. It doesn't feel great, I don't like it, and in some regards, it's kind of a foreshadowing for how Battle Network 4 will be largely structured, because it's just a lot of stuff happening in the main internet. They do at least smartly give you more than one chip at a time in most cases whenever you get an actual Aqua-type chip from a fire, but be careful all the same. Thankfully, the fires aren't random in their position, because if they were, like if they had like one of 3 different layouts, this could be a nightmare to figure out. They're always in the same position every single time. The only scenario I might like less than this in the game, in terms of just how much you have to go all over the place, is actually the one immediately following this, which we'll get into later. As much as I don't like Energy Change as a concept, it could have worked for just a singular plot computer, but the fact you have to use it in one scenario immediately after the previous time you used it just feels clunky to me. And again, like they're just trying to remind you, hey, maybe you got some updated stuff for your Navi customizer, you might have better layouts, and again, on a first playthrough, you probably will. But this just feels clumsy. On top of the fact, you will now have even less Navi customizer space to use if you're trying to do this all efficiently with as few changes as possible. As not only are you going to need Energy Change in order to put out the fires, you're going to need Press in your Navi customizer as well in order to get around specifically the Yoka area stuff, because there are fires past Press pathways over there. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Like I said, I think last time, Battle Network 3 in general has a pretty strong campaign, but some parts of it feel like they either were running out of space and didn't know what to do for a scenario, or were just padding out the length in some form because of said similar limitations. And I think this is one of the most obvious cases of that, in my own tastes at least. If we somehow ever get like a more in-depth remake of some of these games, if there's any change I would want for the Battle Network 3 section in specific, it would be something like, hey, Energy Change is now just a key item rather than a NaviCust program. Ooh, Custom Style. I've got another Custom 1 program. That is a different colored Custom 1 program than the first one we got, but it's still worth having around, because if you put both in, you now will have 2 extra chips onto your custom screen on top of the already extra one that Custom Style will give you. If you fully max out a Custom Style and put all the programs you get from it into that, you can get some great stuff going. Land, you got a phone call.
Very impressive. You extinguished all the fires in the AC/DC area. Things are heating up.
You just wait, Match. We're coming for you. In some ways in this scenario, though, AC/DC is the most annoying part of it, because it's the only main campaign internet area that has fires in it. that's actively 3 areas. The others are all 2 areas. But they'll also be a little annoying about this in some regards, because say there's a place like Scilab 1 that has an upper and lower half, they'll usually put at least 1 fire on both halves of it, so you have to go out of your way to, like, go to the lower half, go back to Scilab 2, go to the upper portion of Scilab 1, and go all the way around from there. It just doesn't feel great. Maybe if they cut down the amount of fires in some of these areas, it would have been a little better as well. You could argue maybe this is all for, like, atmosphere and tension, where we're like, okay, these are all spread so far apart, we're taking up so much time, oh god, Dad's in danger. But I feel like there are probably better ways to convey that type of atmosphere than just having you go from one end of the internet all the way to the other on foot. Some pieces of advice that can maybe make this go a little bit smoother, especially if it's your first playthrough. For one thing, if you're running low on Aqua Chips, sometimes net dealers in the various squares will have some for you. But also, Higsby's chip order system for this can be pretty useful, especially if you already maxed out your Zenny using the gambling trick we showed off a few parts ago. On top of that, while you're roaming the areas, I could recommend actively having the Fish program from, I believe that's the beach area, the beach square program dealer in your Navi customizer, because that makes Aqua-type viruses more likely to show up, and that means you're more likely to get an Aqua-type battle chip for victory. And since you're going to be roaming around the areas anyway trying to find the fires, any extra Aqua Chips you could get along the way could be the thing that saves you between having to do a bunch of grinding afterwards. If there is anything that scenarios like this, or the Freezeman scenario back in Battle War 2 make me glad about with this series, though, it's that they never actively had a crisis theme for while you're patrolling the internet as Megaman. The closest thing we had to that in some regards was just the unique area network themes when it's an actually themed network. At least here in Battle Network, they only play those kinds of songs while you're controlling LAN in the real world. That is an active step back that Star Force would make, honestly, because they actively have a crisis theme for the real world and the wave world in that series. But at least, generally, the songs are different enough in vibe, on top of how often the encounter rate is in those games, that it doesn't get as annoying. But it could also be a thing of, I've technically played Battle Network more than Star Force, so it just hasn't had the chance to get as annoying yet. Land, you got a phone call.
Ooh, you put out all the flames in the Scilab area. Not bad.
I'm gonna get that trash-talking match. 2 networks down, 2 to go. We just gotta hit up Yoka and Beach. Theoretically, you could just go up to now without having press into your Navi customizer, but you might as well have it around anyway because you're gonna need to put it in for the Yoka section here. Also, I am grabbing some unlockers. That's more or less just to cover my bases for stuff coming up, because there are some purple mystery data in upcoming areas. By and large, in the later Battle Networks, especially starting in 3, though, you always want to at least have like 2 or 3 around, if you have the Zenny for it, at least. I think easily my least favorite fire of this entire scenario is here in Yoka area, though, because it is the one that requires you to use the press program. In specific, it's not like just across the first press pathway we needed to cross during the Bubbleman scenario or anything. It's all the way where we first fought Bubbleman, which is at the end of a very long one-way pathway. Well, not one-way pathway, you can't walk back through it, but there's no easy way back from there without just jacking out, and not a fan. I guess using Tamako's homepage can make this portion a little easier as well, because you could just start from her homepage, move back into Area 1 from there, I guess Area 2 from there, rather, and then use her homepage to reach Beach area. I didn't do that here because I didn't think about it until just now, actually. I think what also just kind of irks me about this is that this is the scenario in this game that Mr. Match is attached to, who, out of like the extended side cast of characters including like who you net battle against at the end of this given scenario, is one of my favorites. That is mostly because of his personality in the anime, admittedly, where even outside of the dub, he is kind of a good comic relief character. But out of all the side cast, he's, I think, the most recurring character besides like Land's extended family and friends, because he's in 5 of the main games. Albeit some of those are version exclusives, but he's also in a lot of the spin-offs as well, so it's like, you couldn't give the guy who's probably at this point even a kind of a developer favor to use and just give him a unique scenario location? No? Although I guess thinking about it is kind of funny that both the Fire Elemental World 3 Navi and the Water Elemental World 3 Navi have you going back and forth just all over the place like this, considering Bubbleman's whole deal during that scenario. You really feel the length of these press pathways when you're doing this particular scenario, by the way, especially if you're looking for them without jacking out, because you're probably going back and forth all over the place. While this is the most out-of-the-way fire, it's not the last one, though, because there are also some over towards the bug frag salesman. So let's head on back to Yoka 2 via the square and move on from there. Got 2 in both directions from this T intersection in specific. Also, if you're wondering about that specific teleport point in, we'll investigate that later down the line. If there is a saving grace, at least, it's that once we're done with this scenario, we never need to use energy change again. Which is also, I guess, another way to say that it's the worst of all the plot-related programs, because press, once you get it in the story, you will have a lot of reasons to keep it in, because there's a lot of press pathways just littered across the game's maps, even into the post-game area. The third plot-required program technically doesn't need to be used at all compared to the first two, which makes it a little better anyway. But also, like, when you're in the area where that thing is needed, it always comes in handy to have equipped. Energy change just drops off the face of the earth, and it makes me kind of wish it had some sort of combat versatility as well, maybe, to make it a little more useful to justify having it around. Lan, you got a phone call.
Well done, you put out the fires in the Yoka area. Maybe I'd better start warming up.
Come on, if we don't hurry, Dad's going to die. Next up is beach area, which again, Tamako's place is the best place to go in from. Yeah, like maybe if there was a way for you to equip a battle chip onto energy change so that it also changed your charge shots element as long as you had it equipped, that could be interesting. So it's like, okay, I am defensively and battle utility wise an Aqua custom style. But because I'm coming up on a grass-type boss fight, I'll put a fire chip into energy change on my Navi customizer and have a fire-type charge shot. That could have been a very interesting way to do that. Admittedly, that particular setup would be a little busted, especially if you use certain other combinations, but the Battle Network games as they are have a pretty nice balance going on, where if you just go at them casually, the games will put up a good fight and keep you invested, but if you're good about breaking these games open, you can just destroy anything in your path with little resistance. As we've sort of shown in this LP so far with Variable Sword, as we showed off with Gateman and Gator in Battle Network 2's redo, heck, as we showed off in the redo of Battle Network 1 through Operate Star Force with Gut Shoot. Like, there's usually like one program advance or chip setup in the game, in any of these games, that just makes you an effective win scenario. Heck, some of the games have multiple because of the variances between the versions that start more commonly in Battle Network 4 Beyond, between like, this strategy only exists in Blue Moon versus Red Sun and vice versa. And even then, that's sort of a faux pas because that sort of implies every game only has maybe one good chip setup that'll do that. By and large, every one of these games has at least probably 10 good chip setups that will just bust everything in front of you. There's a reason a lot of old, like, GameFAQs boards and NeoSeeker boards back when just had guides with folder setups that are really good listed, that are like separated by element, by whether or not you're doing PvE versus PvP. The detail that the fan base has gone into with these kind of things is nuts. World 3 door there, by the way. That's why I didn't open that one last time, because it would save me to do it right now. I think one more fire to get after this. Beach area doesn't have that many, and while they do require you to go all over beach area itself is probably the easiest to get around area in the set. I see you have a tally. Okay, you can pass. That tally we got doing jobs for Tora allows you to get past that particular NPC, which we're gonna actually want to do coming up. Also, because I didn't say this before, you really should save beach area to be your last of the 4 internet areas to put out the fires in, for essentially just flow and convenience reasons, as we'll see in a few moments. For now, this is the last fire, and it's gonna have a virus in it. I actually don't know if these virus fights change depending on your version. I think they're probably the same, but if they are, I'll mark on screen right now at least that they're changed.
Lan, you got a phone call. You've put out all the fires in the beach area. Better hurry, I can smell the scientists cooking.
Rude. We can do this, Megaman. Come on. Another phone call already? Lan, you got a phone call?
I see you've managed to put out all of Flameman's fires.
Alright, Matt, where are you? There's a battle we have to settle.
Oh, you'll have your battle. Flameman's in Undernet 3. Wanna fight? You'll have to come to us.
Undernet 3, right? You just wait. We'll be right there.
Oh yeah, I've got something nice to show you. Check out what's happening inside Scilab.
What?
This is live footage from the hidden camera I placed in Scilab. What do you think? Pretty clear, huh?
Dad! Match. I'm going to make you pay for this, if it's the last thing I do.
Relax, it looks like Pops is still breathing. You'd better hurry though, he doesn't look so cold.
Hurry, Megaman. Find Flameman. He's in Undernet 3.
Right.
So, ever since we did the Tora jobs, we've actively been able to access the main part of the Undernet because it's right behind this guy, who we need the tally to get past. You do need Press program to get into it as well because it takes us into Hades Isle Network first. But once you actively enter the Undernet itself, you can just take out Press and Energy Change completely because there's no actual Press pathways in the Undernet itself. Flameman? World 3? Don't bug me about that junk. If you want to look for him, then look for him. If you can survive these streets. So the Undernet is largely the same general idea as it was in Battle Network 2 and technically Battle Network 1. It's the most complex looking area in the game with the most overtly confusing layout to get from one area to the next because it's very maze-like in how it wraps around itself. But it also usually has some pretty strong viruses and thus pretty strong battle chips for you to get on top of some good mystery data. The layout of this particular Undernet does get a little more complicated though, in that it's got a split path going on similar to the internet itself period back in Battle Network 1. In that, Undernet 1 reaches Undernet 2, but Undernet 2 has two separate exits that lead to Undernet 3 and 4 respectively, and we actively can't use the pathway to Undernet 4 for a good while yet, so you're locked into effectively just a smaller plot pathway in order to go fight Flameman. With that said, we got a new virus here. These are Fishy 3s. They're effectively just stronger Fishy 1s. Faster, stronger. I think they do more passes before their attack ends as well, but they do have a unique battle chip to themselves in the one known as Condor, unlike Fishy 3s in earlier entries that just didn't have a unique battle chip. Condor is just a stronger dash attack though. I think it even has a longer delay before it actively goes off. HP plus 200, they're not a bad NaviCust program at all. I just don't use them too much in this playthrough because I'm more focusing on getting through my folder as quickly as I can with my NaviCust rather than boosting my HP. Also, since I forget if I said this or not, way back in like part 1 I mentioned there was a way to get above 1000 HP. It's using the NaviCust, considering there's NaviCust programs that will boost your HP by 500 on top of EX codes that'll do stuff like that. What is it, Megaman? Is something wrong? I just sensed something. Some kind of immense power which I've felt somewhere before. Is it Flameman? No. Flameman doesn't emit power like this. It's strong enough to penetrate my very core. Huh. Well, whatever it is, we don't have time to worry now. Let's keep going. Roger. Camera, I forgot to move with Megaman. Oh, hello there. Looks like we got a little follower on this particular journey. What are you looking at? You ain't getting through. Okay, God, I'll just go this way then. Don't have to be rude about it. With that said, Undernet 3 does hold a very interesting virus for my tastes, Yurts. This is where you can actively run into them as unique enemies. And if you like program advances or the yo-yo chip line, get in their yo-yo 2s here, especially if you can get 3 in successive alphabetical codes. That's a very powerful program advance you've gotten yourself for the main campaign. But we do have a new virus here, Volcanoes. Volcanoes are a heat type, as their name would suggest, and their main attack is to send a fireball at your side of the field directly at you that will then just leave a ring of fire that will kind of linger for a little bit. They're in control of the lava cannon chip line, which is an okay set of heat chips, honestly, does some good damage. But they have another battle chip on top of that known as Volcano or Volcano Cannon, which is the first of a type of battle chip I'm not a big fan of in this game. I'll talk about how you get that in a few moments though, and I'll rant about it more when we actually get it. An earthquake? I don't like that sound. Whoa, this tremor's massive! Oh, I hope I'm okay. Whoo, barely. Land, the path tore open. If I'd taken one more step, I might have been a goner. Megaman, are you okay? We'll have to head back the way we came and find another route. Right, but I've never heard of an earthquake in Cyberworld. There must be some incredible force at work here. An incredible force? I wonder what it could be. I don't know. I have no idea what may happen next. Still, we have to find Flameman immediately. Come on, Lan, let's go. Yeah. Camera? Oh, hello again, lingering stranger. What are you doing here? So, I guess our only way forward is to go talk to that heel Navi again and hope he'll let us pass, considering there's now no longer a way over there from this direction. What, you still want to go through? You want to get through that badly, you gotta get by me. Power's the real ticket to living in the Undernet. You got a problem? You gonna fight or not? I mean, yeah. Got a new virus here. This is the Basher line. The Basher is effectively just a giant magnum cannon that will send reticles down your side of the field, and if they land on you, they do a giant explosion across that column that can even crack and destroy the panels. So going back to the volcano virus, that line in specific is control of volcano cannon, like I mentioned. But volcano cannon is the first of a type of battleship we've yet to see, in that you can only get it while you're a custom style. But not just in a custom style, you have to be in a custom style and get an S rank, I believe, in less than 5 seconds without using your Buster or Navi chips, which is incredibly precise. There's a number of viruses that have battleships like that, and I don't like them. The security cube is kept sealed by a Navi. Faded words can be seen scrolling on the cube's surface. A Navi whose trees are in full bloom holds the key, so we can't get through there until we beat Plantman Beta. Nobody from the surface goes through here, period. Well, okay then. Our actual goal here lies to the northeast of these particular one-way panels. Megaman, now what? Don't you feel it, Lan? Ever since we came into this area. Yeah, there's that immense power. Then the earthquake that tore apart the path. No, not that. Like, something's watching us. This whole time I felt someone's eyes on me. We're being watched? Now's not the time to get spooked, though. Let's find Flameman. Right. And based on the fact the camera isn't moving, is it time for Mysterious Stranger? Hello again. Once we get into post-game, getting the custom-style exclusive battleships is going to be a very quick stop for me, because at that point, my time with custom style might technically be limited for reasons. And right then, I actually did a couple of tries to get some Yo-Yo 2s that didn't pan out, so it's just time for us to go after Flameman directly. There you are, Flameman. Prepare to battle.
You finally came, boy. I'll burn you. Then Mr. Mash will be happy.
Try and burn me if you can.
The party started. I'm all fired up. Okay, Lan and Megaman, come and get me.
We don't need an invitation. Are you ready, Megaman? I was programmed ready. Let's get him. Battle routine set. Execute.
Light up, Flameman. Burn Megaman to ash.
Flameman can be a little bit of a tricky customer, but not because of his own attacks, it's because of the candles he has supporting him. Flameman, at the moment at least, only has 2 actual attacks, and one of them only comes out when he's lower on HP. He can breathe a line of fire down your road that I think might be able to follow you, but I think I'm thinking of Heatman with that. But also, when he's lower on HP, he can do an increased version of that will do 1 panel of range in front of him, but then the 2 full columns behind that. With that said, as his name and attacks would suggest, he is heat elemental, so any aqua type attacks go a long way here. Similarly for the candles. The candles cannot be destroyed to my knowledge. You can put their flames out for a little bit though, and then they'll usually flare back up after a few moments with a different flame color. The 3 flame colors are green, red, and orange, and as for their effects, whenever there's a green flame, Flameman himself is completely invincible. Whenever there's a red flame, his HP is slowly recovering, and if both our flames are red, it actively does accelerate that. When a flame is orange, it summons 2 additional adds that just patrol the left side of the arena. He's not too hard, but if you're not quick about taking out the candles when they're one of the annoying effects, that fight can go on for a while. You won't fall yet?
What endurance! Flameman and I won't be snuffed out so easily. Flameman! Megaman's worn out. Burn him with your fire breath.
If we get hit by his fire breath now, we'll be in trouble. Evasive maneuvers, Megaman!
Burn him to cinders, Megaman.
Think you got the wrong Navi there, Match.
I feel the power of the strong. Flameman, where are you looking? This is your chance. Hurry and finish off Megaman. What's wrong, Flameman?
This feeling. It's that pressure I've been sensing ever since coming into this area. Lan, something's coming.
I sense marketability. Let us battle, you who admits the power of the strong. You want to fight us? Flameman, take care of this guy first. Stand aside, you who are weak.
Oh my god.
This can't be happening. I handcrafted Flameman, customizing him myself. And he's gone? Just like that? What are you? I'll have to make a strategic retreat, blazes.
How can a Navi possess this much power?
The peon is gone. Time now for battle.
I sense an intense aura that could deflect anything. Lan, here he comes! For the first time in the series, Base finally makes his impact in the plot and not just in post-game shenanigans. And there's no way to win this fight. Even if you do over 100 damage, his life aura will not fall down. There was actually a battleship completely tuned to removing auras even, and if you, I think, win this fight using that, the game crashes or just proceeds as normal. I think there is a cutscene in an earlier version of the game somewhere out there that'll play if you win this fight somehow, but as it is, either you last long enough or you die and plot progresses. I know some people aren't a big fan of these forced loss scenarios in games, period. I think it depends on how it's handled. I think the Trails series, for instance, does pretty well with these usually with how they do them when they come up. And this one's over so quickly in most cases anyway that it doesn't really feel that bad. If it takes a while, then it just feels rough.
I had much higher expectations. I must have made a miscalculation. Time now for deletion.
At last I've found you, Base.
How is it you know my name? Who are you?
Does the Alpha Rebellion ring any bells?
Alpha Rebellion? You were sent from Scilab! So there is still a human after me.
Base, I'm going to delete you. Indeed, I must delete you.
Navi slave to the humans. Do you think you can defeat me?
In order to fight you, I of course did not come unprepared. Gather to me, power of darkness! Dark aura! Base, you don an aura yourself, so you must be aware. The defensive strength of this dark aura far surpasses that of the life aura.
An aura of darkness? How impudent.
So long as I'm protected by this aura, I could survive even if the entire cyber world was annihilated. In short, you cannot harm me.
Interesting. I shall enjoy testing out your theory.
Be my guest.
Earthbreak! Even wearing the aura, the impact was so powerful. You've managed to withstand my Earthbreak. But will you survive my next attack? Base, do you hear me? This is Wily. I have just gathered all 4 tetracodes. Not that feeble-minded idiot again. Huh. I have matters to attend. Our confrontation shall have to be postponed. Hear me, operator. I will have my revenge on the human race. The Dark Aura. His power was far more than I had anticipated. If he had hit me again, I might have been... I never suspected Wily and Base would have been consorting with each other. He also mentioned the tetracodes. He can't be planning on awakening that beast Alpha. I thought this boy could face Base, but the gap in their powers was far more than expected. Base. Wily.
Megaman! Megaman! Megaman, are you alright? Are you okay? Megaman! After you defeated, I suddenly lost contact. It looks like someone saved me. Hey, Dad! We have to get back to Scilab. Well, let's just cut on over there then, because that was a mood whiplash with that song. At least it looks like the place is open again. In fact, it looks like people got back to normal pretty quickly here. I'm researching chips used against viruses. I need a Shake 1S to continue. If you happen to have a Shake 1S, would you trade it for this variable sword B? Is this really the time for that, dude? My dad might be toast. Dad! Dad, are you alright? Yes, I think so. Dr. Hikari, what are you doing here? Oh, well, the computer sustained damage during the incident. I needed to inspect. What are you talking about? You're the one that needs to be inspected. Being trapped in a room at nearly 200 degrees? Here, I'll check on the system. You get over to the hospital. Oh, thank you. Dad! Someone, call a doctor. Dr. Hikari collapsed. Hurry! Doctor, will Dad be okay? If he hadn't arrived here so quickly, he might not have been. But he'll live. What he needs now is complete rest. I can't believe someone attacked Scilab. What an age. It was all my fault. The Scilab attack, Dad's injury, everything! I thought I was so great being called the hero of AC/DC. I helped Match. I helped World 3. Lan. Lan, you should get on home. I'll watch after Dad. I don't think I can come home tonight, so be sure to lock up. Lan, why don't we go home? That feels like the best choice for right now, because rest is what we also need ourselves. I'll always remember when I did the original LP, I burst out into a Doctor Who joke out of nowhere there, and man, that was a mood killer looking back. Let's just get to sleep.
Finally! I have all of the tetracodes. All I have to do now is obtain Alpha's data, and the Net Society is over. Delete! 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 Drillman! Come forward, Drillman. You summoned me, Lord Wily. Yes, I am entrusting the tetracodes to you. Use your abilities to bring me Alpha. Failure will not be tolerated. Thanks to Mr. Match, Scilab's security is weakened. This will be easier for me than drilling through plywood. I crafted you well, my Navi of destruction. Overconfidence can be costly, however. Stay vigilant. Yes, my lord. I will not fail you. Alpha will be yours. Go then, Drillman. For the sake of anarchy. Delete! My plan is perfect if I do say so myself. Even if Drillman should fail, that other one can always deliver Alpha's data to me. Enjoy yourself while you can, Net Society. The time for my revenge has come. Delete!
I wonder if Lan's okay. He's been absent for 3 days. His father is badly injured. He almost died. That's enough to shake up anyone. Yai, do you want to go to Lan's after school today? Yeah, 2 cute girls like us paying a visit. Lan's sure to cheer up. Right, it's settled then. Lan, how about we go to school tomorrow? I don't want to go. Everyone's probably worried about you. Lan, we know you're in there. Mail and I came to cheer you up. See, what did I tell you? Let's let them in. I don't want to see anyone. Come on, Lan, they came because they care about you. You've been through a lot, Lan. How's your father doing, Lan? He's a lot better, but Mom called and said he needs rest. Oh, and your mother? She hasn't left Dad's side. Hey, Lan, come back to school. Everyone's worried about you. They say you solved that World 3 incident, you know? It's hard to celebrate without the hero in class. What is it, Lan? Are you feeling sick? Go home! Both of you! What's wrong, Lan? Was it something we said? Just leave me alone! Go home. Hey, we came here because we were worried about you. Just forget about me. I'm fine. Fine then. Be that way. Come on, Mail. Let's go. Okay. Don't you think that was a little too much, Lan? I mean, I know how you feel, but they only came because they care. I know! But I'm no hero after what I've done. How am I supposed to show my face at school? How long are you going to sulk? What's done is done. All you can do is accept it and make amends. It isn't fair for you to take it out on your friends. That must be them again. Let's go down and apologize. As depressing as it is, I really do like that we see Lan get shaken like this. I'm sorry for what I said. Whatever you did, you're talking to the wrong person. Huh? Chad? What are you doing here? I'm here on official business. No, don't tell me you're here to arrest me. What are you talking about? I'm here to pass on a request from the officials. What? A request for me from the officials? Do you know what the Tetra codes are? Tetra codes? Aren't they what World 3's been after? I've heard of them, but never saw any. There are 4 codes in all. They're the key to a door. A door? A door that seals an immensely powerful beast away. The World 3 scum want to use the Tetra codes to awaken the beast. The beast? Do you mean that thing called Alpha? Yes. I have not been informed about who exactly Alpha is. Only a select few officials know that information. However, one thing is for certain. If Alpha is awakened, the Net Society will be annihilated. So World 3 has hit the school, the zoo, the hospital, and now Scilab. That means they have all 4 Tetra codes! Yes, the Net Society is on the brink. But we have one last resort to put an end to World 3's threat. A last resort? Yes, the Forbidden Program. It can freeze Alpha. According to our sources, that program is in the Undernet. It's reported that a Navi named S is in possession of it. Let me guess, the officials want me to locate this guy S, get the Forbidden Program, and bring it back, right? If you know so much, why don't you just do it yourself, Chad? Proto-Man and I are too well known as officials. The denizens of the Undernet despise us. You, however... Yeah, but isn't this the official's job? Sorry, Chad, but I can't help you out. Well, it is a dangerous mission, but... That's not it. You really want to know? Fine, I'll tell you. You know how Scilab was sabotaged? It happened because I stupidly helped Match. I didn't realize it then, but I helped out World 3. I don't have the right to take on a mission from the officials. Stop talking. If you tell me any more, I'll have to arrest you as an official. Chad. Lan, go visit your father in the hospital. If you change your mind later, come to the virus lab at Scilab. About what you just told me, I never heard it. I owe you that much for what you did for me. Chad. Lan, let's go see Dad. Okay. Like, Lan has moments of brief character development in basically all the games, but I'd say this is definitely the hardest he gets hit by any of it. Probably because it is the most directly because of his own actions. And I just adore that. As much as I don't like some structural things about Battle Network 3's campaign, it genuinely does have one of the best stories. So, Wily used you to form the Net Mafia Syndicate Gospel. Is that right, Sean? Yes, that's true. I had lost both my parents in a plane crash. I was totally devastated. I spent my days in the cyber world as an escape from reality. One day on the net, I was approached by an unfamiliar Navi. And that Navi was operated by Wily. Probably. Anyway, the Navi asked me, would you like to rule Cyberworld? Fed up with the real world, I started doing whatever the Navi told me without question. I see. Then what? I expanded the Syndicate as ordered and commanded others to commit crimes. That's when the Navi told me to build it. What did he tell you to build? The Ultimate Navi. Base. He said an Ultimate Navi was necessary in order to rule over all of Cyberworld. Is someone there? Well, how'd do? I haven't seen you since Battle Network 2. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Lan! You're looking good, Sean. Let's talk more some other time, okay, Sean? Okay, I'd better get going. See you, Lan. Oh, you're going already? Yeah, I have to go to Scilab now. I'll see you around. Sean was the former kingpin of the Net Mafia, Gospel. Ever since Gospel's collapse, he's been going to various places almost every day, sharing what he knows with others. He's trying his best to make amends for the crimes he's committed, by helping us with our investigation of World 3. Sean's making up for the crimes he's committed? All I'm doing is turning inward in guilt and self-pity. Is something wrong, Lan? Dad, there's something I have to tell you. Lan, you did the right thing telling me this. I'm so sorry. You made a major mistake, but you can't dwell on it forever. Like Sean, you should do your best to make amends for the mistake you made. If you can't do that, all you'll have left is regret. Dad, I'll do it. I'll do everything I can. I've got to make up for what I've done. That's my boy. Never give up, Lan. Megaman, let's go to Scilab. You mean to see Chad? Right. See you later, Dad. Like, even as quick as it is, like, Sean coming back from BN2 is such a good moment. Virus Breeder. Development of the Virus Breeder has finished. Come soon. That's a new side quest we can deal with. You have to do what you can, but don't overdo it. Dad, Lanza Hikari just like you. It seems overworking yourselves in the blood. At least if the post-game that I have to do later on is any indication. So while Chad is waiting for us exactly where Mr. Match was at the start of the part, there's now 3 more jobs for us to do. Old Master. I'm a used Navi, and lately I've been thinking about my old master. Now I'm operated by someone else, though, so I can't see her. Can someone go check up on her? I'm in the Scilab vending machine. Please come for more info. Alright, that's right next door, even. And hopefully the place isn't still burned down from the fire. It probably isn't, but you never know. In specific, our clients to the southern corner of this particular network. Nice to meet you, Megaman. Yes, I sent for you. I knew there must be a Navi who would feel like I do. You're a used Navi too, aren't you, Megaman? Huh? You're not? Oh, pardon me. Oh well, nevertheless, here's my request. As the BBS says, I'm a second-hand Navi. Yes, I was sold. With a new operator, I felt like my past was behind me. However, I just can't get my old operator out of my mind. Please, Megaman, find out quietly how my operator is doing. Don't say you know me. A sold Navi is of no importance. The problem is my old operator moved. I don't know where. The only clue is that she used to go to AC/DC school. Ah, I remember she was in the school's yearbook. There must be a clue in that book. Her name is Anna Mori. Please, find her for me. Alright, over to the school we go. And good thing too, because there's something else here for us. Teachers' desks are lined up here. Each teacher has a collection of books about their subject. You find something stuck in a stack of papers. There's now a reg up one here, I believe, after the Flameman scenario. Here's the yearbook. Let's see, Anna Mori. Found it. What's this? Future dream to become a waitress? A waitress? That sounds familiar. Yeah, I guess it is about time we check back in with that particular character who was in BN 1 and 2. In specific, I've actually ignored the little restaurant over here on Beach Street. What? Did I have another Navi before? Yes, I did, and it was very special to me. But someone broke into my house and stole my PET. I've searched and searched, but never found it. Wait a second, how did you know about that? Thanks for your time. Are you hiding something? Yes, no, yes. But now that we've talked to her, we can go talk to our client and finish this job up. So my old operator's hopes and dreams all came true. Megaman, I want you to have this. And we get Grab Revenge for that, which is a stronger version of Grab Back that does damage for every single panel that's been stolen, effectively, from your side of the field. Catching gang members. There's been a lot of gang activity in Yoka recently. Can someone with skills help keep the peace? Ask the program in Yoka Square for more details. Alright, heading on over to Yoka for this one. There's one of this set that's also particularly worth doing, but I forget exactly which one it is. Alright, we're here in Yoka Square, and from here, I believe they're towards the lower rung? You are Megaman? Thanks for accepting my request. A gang of Navis has been terrorizing Yoka. Megaman, please go knock some sense into them. There are 4 bad Navis involved. Thanks in advance. So, once again, we need to go all around Yoka area in order to find Navis to talk to and beat up. Again, kind of annoying we have to go through it this many times in a row. But at least in this case, it's for an optional thing rather than a plot scenario. I don't mind a lot of backtracking like this when it's exclusively for side stuff. It's when a story makes me do it back and forth all over again that's like, come on guys. It is weird though, and I think I brought up this exact topic before, how much my feelings on that exact thing changes depending on the genre. Because I don't mind a lot of back and forth in a Metroidvania, unless the map is way too big for its own good without good warp points, or if there's way too much for you to explore in one session anyway. First Navi is right over here. Oh, I feel the need for speed. What? You trying to slow me down? 2 new viruses in this battle. We got a Ratty 3, which is just a faster and more annoying Ratty all the same, and Fishy 2s. Fishy 2s, unlike 1 and 3, are elemental. They are a fire elemental, so you need to use water attacks to do good damage to them. While they're dashing around, though, they do leave rings of fire in their wake, so you need to be careful about which direction you dodge when you're dodging their multiple passes. Over in Battle Network 3 White, that specific battle is 2 Fishy 3s and a Gloomer instead, by the way. From here, we now need to head towards the top portion of Yoka 1 here in Yoka 2 in order to find the next Navi. Hiya! How'd you keep up with my amazing speed? You think you can handle it? Let's see. Over here in Battle Network 3 Blue, we got another new virus. This is a Doomer. This is actually the level 3 Boomer, and I forget exactly which Boomer it is. I think it's even in a later game. Later variants of them in later games do actively start to home in on your road directly when they're the last virus around. I don't think Doomers do that here, though. Over in Battle Network 3 White, this is a Fishy 2 and 2 Canodum 3s. While we're on our way to Yoka 1, though, I really do like that quick scene with Sean there. In general, the Star Force and Battle Networks are probably the best series for Mega Man like this, though, in that regard, of minor continuity things like that, saying that, hey, yeah, the last game definitely happened. Because in some of the other series, like Classic and X, things are just disconnected enough that you can do them in any order and not really feel the impact a lot of the time. You little bump into me without apologizing, how dare ya! Another new virus here. This is a Metrod. This is a higher leveled version of the Metrid. More damage, more meteors thrown down, not a lot to worry about overall, especially if you got Aqua Elemental attacks. That is 2 Fishy 3s and a Trumpy over in Battle Network 3 White, by the way. I guess in some regards, being older and playing a lot more direct sequels to other RPGs, not expecting a returning character like that is a little silly. But you need to understand, growing up, a lot of the other RPGs I played didn't get direct sequels that often. Like, it was just FF7 and 10 that did outside of Battle Network for me as a real little kid, because I didn't play any of the Tales of games growing up, especially the ones that got direct sequels. So this was kind of nuts to me as a kid. Like, other series I played that had a lot of sequels that just didn't bring back a lot of characters or stuff like Mario and Zelda, and when Zelda brings back a character, it's usually just a completely new incarnation, which, admittedly, is actually very in tune with Mega Man on the whole, isn't it? Who'd you think you're looking at? Want to start something? Mess with the Yoka crew and you're going to get yourself deleted. Over here in Battle Network 3 Blue, this is a Fishy, Trumpy, and Fishy 2. Over in Battle Network 3 White, that's 2 Fishy 3s and a Slimy. And now we're done, so we can go back to our client in Yoka Square and get our reward. And this is the best reward of this set from memory. You took care of him. Thank you very much. You've brought peace and quiet back to Yoka. Here's your reward. I don't know how to use it myself. I heard it's some amazing item from a PET research lab? Indeed it is. It's the second expansion memory. So now our NaviCust is the largest it can be at a 5x5 grid. So my new rearranged NaviCust is going to have the custom programs in there, break charge, a couple of attack ups, but especially fast gauge, so now I can get through my folder even more quickly, trying to get program advances or through boss fights more easily. But with that, I'm actively going to need to end this off here. There is a third job we've yet to do, but we're going to start the next part off with that, because it would allow me to flow into the next plot item much more smoothly. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. I know I'm delayed in getting all these out still, but again, thank you so much for 470 subs, and we're coming up on 560. I know I'm very slow about getting these out, especially considering I tend to get them all out in a row, and that makes the ending of these where I say that probably seem kind of redundant, but every one of you who subs and follows over here or over on Twitch really does mean a lot. Because it means, hey, people enjoy these things I put a lot of time into, and that really does mean the world to me. Next time on Battle Network 3 Blue, we're gonna be, I guess, looking for this forbidden program and seeing if we can find whoever this S figure is that Chad was talking about earlier. See you guys then.